What's going on, everybody?
Oh, we need to go this way. I'm trying to see what side your mom gonna be on.
Happy Monday. We're gonna go ahead and start this live. We got just a few minutes before we get started, but we want to give people the opportunity to hop on in here. So as we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and mute them real quick. These are the greens, but before we talk a little bit more about the greens, don't worry, I'll get you all off mute. They're setting up and all that good stuff. But I am Sharonda. You can see on the screen Sharonda Dreams. Who are you? I'm Sharonda Dreams. What do I do? Sharonda Dreams. So that is who I am. What does that mean? I am a dream coach, and I'm also an online dating specialist. And what that means is that I help women to fulfill their dreams in life and love. Okay. And I do that with on and offline dating. I do that by helping them establish and publish their books. If they want to get a business off the ground, I help them do that also. And I actually help them find their base. So if you're looking to publish a book, if you're willing to start a business, if you want to find your bae, and maybe you've been discouraged by either one of those processes, I am the one for you. All right. So with that being said, I just wanted to give you all the heads up that this series is about Black in love. It's February, guys, and so it's Black History Month. And so I wanted to make it a point to highlight marriages that are African American who have created history within their own marriage to encourage those of us who may be single, some of us that may not know how to navigate the dating marriage world. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hop on there and talk to our very first nominated couple. The Greens. That's Kevin and Sharon Green. How y'all doing?
Hello.
Yeah, hi. So thank you, Kevin and Sharon Green, for hopping on in there. Y'all look beautiful and handsome as always. So I want to just go ahead and share that I am using StreamYard. So I may not be able to see your comments right away. But once either one of us see your comments, we're going to, jump back in there with you. And as I'm speaking, I do see that Nikita Jones Hart, and I'm so glad you're on here as his heart. She is one of the ones who nominated this couple. I know y'all thought I did it. I know y'all thought I nominated them. But the truth is, it was Nikita Jones Hart and Hassan, Shelton Hassan, who nominated you all.
Okay. Thank you.
So they thought you all were inspiring couples. And so what's so exciting about that is on their interview, I'll get to share that you all thought the same of them. So we all both nominated by multiple people, which speaks volumes to your marriages. So let's not hinder. Let's go ahead and get in there.
Okay.
So how long have you guys been married?
27 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Actually.
27 years. Oh my God. So when I made this,
when I said 28 years.
We've been married 28 years. Thank you.
I thought it was 27.
Say it again.
She said 28. I thought it was 27.
Okay, so we're starting.
See, the first thing is
look, y'all got it out.
It's been a long time.
That's the first thing. We need to know how long we've been married. So for my single ladies out there, it's okay if he forgets the anniversary, right?
Yeah, actually, right.
Or the amount of years, as long as he stays and is good inside the marriage. Okay, tip one, note taken. It's all good. Because they both look good and still smiling. So I guess she hadn't killed him because he didn't remember. So is it 28 or is it 27? Let's clear it up.
Actually, it is 27. I just messed with him.
So look, she don't want
to. I want him to think. He don't think. He was like, really?
I know when I married this woman.
Okay, so for my single guys.
Let me tell you the truth, though.
Okay.
It's been 28 because our son is 27 today, and we were married a year before he was born. I try to give him a little bit of leeway, but yes.
Y'all are hilarious. All right. Well, happy birthday, Kevin. Happy 27th birthday. I mean, we're dealing with almost 3 decades of marriage here. Y'all still laughing. Y'all still joking. Y'all are still cracking on one another, still getting each other straight. So I want to ask you the next question. Nikita said he's counting.
He is going up.
Okay. So I want to know, how did you meet? What's the story?
Okay, you want me to tell it? I'll tell the truth.
Oh my God. Do we have 2 stories?
Yeah. So what had happened? We used to work together at the YMCA, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And she noticed me across the room.
Okay.
And
We're gonna
so
listen to this.
you know, I asked her out. I asked her to cook me dinner. Okay, well, first of all, we met. We drove together. We got to know one another. So I asked her to cook me dinner.
Okay.
And so she said, okay. I met her. I saw her at a football game. I offered my coat because she was acting like she was cold. So she saw me, so she tried to act like she was cold so I can give her my coat because I was a gentleman. She's like, oh, I'm so cold. So I gave her my coat, asked her to fix me dinner. She said she'd think about it. And I told her my name was Kevin, not Keith. And don't forget, I gave her my number. Because I asked for her number. She said, I don't give my number. You can have mine. No, she said, I don't give away my number. Let me get yours. So I gave my number. And I told her I'm Kevin, not Keith. So when you call the house, because I knew she was, because look at me. And she called, but she asked for Keith. And
oh, man.
I was like, what? Because I had the phone.
Yeah, he did.
I had the phone. I was like, who is this? She said, it's Sharon. I said, you mean Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
And she was quiet. She said, yeah, I think. Yeah, it's Kevin. That's right. All that stuff, you know. So,
okay.
Since then, she can't get rid of him.
Oh, dang. Ever since then, she couldn't get rid of you?
Right.
Okay, so before we go into these other scripted questions, oh my God, this dude is what Keisha just said. Oh my God, this dude. And Keisha says there's always 2 sides of the story, and then there's the truth. So here's what I want to know. Did you really forget his name? Or
I really did. I really no. Let me see. I keep telling you, I try to give him benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
He's a twin.
Yeah.
And he just kept saying it over and over. My name is Kevin, not Keith. My name is Kevin, not Keith. I didn't even know Keith. Okay. Right. It's like, what are you talking about? So yeah, when I did call, I said, gee, she said it so many times. I guess I know Keith now. Can I speak to Keith?
And I almost hung the phone on.
Right.
Let's get to the real story. He told half the story. Half the story. Okay.
Let's get to the real. Let's get to the real.
Yeah, too real. But they're gonna all come together because some of it's true. I was cold. It was a Friday night football game, and I was freezing. I mean, you're going out there trying to be cute. I wasn't trying to catch nobody, but you got to look all cute, little green jacket and everything.
Right.
When I saw him, he saw me as being cold. And he offered me his jacket. And I was like, wow, he's a gentleman. I'll take your jacket. But just remember to give me my jacket back after the game.
That was an expensive jacket.
Don't be walking home with my jacket. So that part is true.
Okay.
Handsome is true.
Okay.
He was a gentleman, true.
Yes.
I did call Keith, true. However, we made it work.
That was a members only jacket too. Back in the day, the members only jacket was no joke.
Okay, the members only.
Yeah, he had a job. Wait, too, and he had a job. Matter of fact, he had 3 jobs. I think he was a Jamaican. I think he had like 3 or 4 jobs at the time we met.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Well, how y'all have time today if he had so many jobs?
Well, he had a part-time job here. He had a full-time job there. Then sometimes on the weekend he worked. So he was a workaholic.
Okay.
Yeah. And about that dinner, he did ask me to fix him dinner.
Okay.
I don't think I ever agreed to it right away, though, did I?
Yeah. I'll fix you dinner. I'll fix you dinner.
No, I didn't agree to it. I didn't agree. I didn't, because I wouldn't even give him my number. I didn't agree.
Okay. So yeah, now we're starting to see she probably thought about that first.
Yeah.
It was like, I didn't even give you my number first. How was that first conversation? That first conversation, you got the name wrong, but then y'all still talked. How was that first conversation?
We talked about the workplace because we worked at the YMCA.
Okay.
We talked about the workplace.
Uh-huh.
And I told him how rude he was. Because simple fact is that his first statement when he saw me from afar before I even knew like really who he was.
Right.
He's like, ooh, I like what I see behind. I was like, what? No, okay. But I was like, I said you were a little rude, you know, you came off kind of easy. But then we start talking about, you know, other things like, when am I gonna fix some dinner? First of all,
okay.
Anybody that's listening know about dinner. They know about food.
Yeah.
With Kevin.
Keisha's laughing at you guys.
Well, first of all, you know, you have to have some type of physical attraction.
Okay.
I was physically attracted to what I saw from behind.
I was walking away.
And I'm still physically attracted to what I see from behind. So I wanted to get to know her based on what I
from my behind.
Okay.
You know, it's a physical attraction. But then when I got to know her, it was more of her mind.
Oh my.
Mind that I was attracted to. The atmosphere, the aura that she presented is what I was attracted to.
Okay. So first, Nikita wants you to know she just realized, she had a nice booty. That's what it was. That got your attention.
That was a nice behind, not booty.
Okay. And then what you saw, that was kind of like the drawing, but it was her mind that kept her in your
in her sense of humor, because we were talking at work one time. She said, and I knew she was gonna cuss. She said, "What in the ham sandwich?" I said, "Ham sandwich." I thought that was just the funniest thing. I said, "This lady here cool."
Because I wasn't a sailor.
Okay, great.
A lot.
So do you think if her mind and her humor wasn't there, y'all would have kept talking?
If her
mind and her humor wasn't there, would you have kept talking to her?
Probably not.
Right. So the physicality is just not enough to keep a relationship 27 years. It's got to be mentals and like another type of stimulation.
Right, because
definitely
that changes.
Yeah, definitely, because you know the body changes. You know, period, point blank. I mean, as we grow older and we grow other places. You know, those things change. And if you don't have the substance of, you know, intellect to be able to handle each other, you know, personally with your mind or with your conversation, you know, with the humor that we carry, that body's gonna wear down, you know, somewhat. I mean, it don't go all the way down. Let me get it.
Right.
28 years, you know, it's still so.
But one thing is important though. You still have to maintain you still have to maintain what attracted one another to what attracted each other.
Right.
So we still try to keep ourselves in shape.
Right.
You know, although over the years I've gained weight, we both gained weight, but
don't talk about me.
You still have to keep yourself in shape because, you know, physical attraction is important. Mentally and attitude and all that stuff is more important.
Right.
But you still want to keep the fires burning by the attraction and things like that. Just don't let yourself go.
Just don't. Don't let yourself go completely.
Right.
You know, your body does change, but that doesn't mean that you can't still, you know, be attracted. Attracted to that person.
Right.
If you're not attractive to them anymore, then you know that's when things happen. So you still have to, you know, keep yourself up, look good, smell good, you know, and work well good together.
Right.
I'm still attracted to her as much as I was then. I'm more attracted to her now.
That's awesome.
And vice versa. Vice versa.
Aww.
Those things don't, go away. Sometimes it's I'm not gonna say slack. They may get a little slower. I mean, I'm just saying because of age and because of your work life and because of the circumstances of life, but you still have that bond of attraction.
Okay.
That hey. Okay. Next question.
Okay. So now we know he was attracted to you. You were turned off by the comment, but you liked the fact that he was chivalrous at the game. So you gave him a call or whatever. He likes your humor, your mind. But how did you know he was the one? And how did you know she was the one?
So I'm going to go first this time. I knew basically on a couple of things. Excuse me. First of all, I said he was kind and chivalrous. He was a giving soul.
Yeah.
Okay. Secondly, like you said, his humor was, amazing. I mean, it still is amazing. Being though I had a daughter named Sharonda, and things too, had to take a president. Had to make sure that this is the right dude here, because I have a daughter, and God forbid anybody come into our life that wasn't for you or me, wouldn't be here today. So I had to take that in consideration and not right away introduce you to see if that was a fit.
Right.
And some people, it's my man, my kids gotta understand, but no. That's not my way of thinking. Kids don't have to understand. That person's going to have to understand. I'm going to have to see if it's a fit. And so I have a keen eye on knowing, this dude, he ain't it, because I dated before him. So I know who's not it. So when he became, when we allowed ourselves to bring you into the picture, then I saw, I can be attracted to you all day. You can be the cutest thing, the finest thing on earth. But if you're not for my daughter and myself, then kick bricks, kick rocks, kick whatever you want to kick, but get the stuff.
Kick whatever you want to kick.
But out of here, kick it out of here. So that helped me, because you were a person, just like you are today, very vibrant and loving and want to make everything better for everybody. You were like, he's funny. I like him. I was like, what? So I had to too, because you can like somebody right away and then something happened.
Yeah.
So I had to still watch. So those are the two things, that just drew me to saying, this is gonna be it. And I already knew, I think before he knew. So I'm gonna let him continue.
So
excuse me.
Sharon was a little bit more mature than I was. That I am. And that I was then too. And so to be truthfully honest with you, I was having a good time.
Okay.
We dated 3.5 years before we got married.
Okay.
I wasn't going nowhere. She wasn't going nowhere. So one day she said,
"Oh, but I was going.
What are we doing? What are we doing here?"
Right.
We've been dating each other for 3.5 years. Are we getting married or what? So I made this comment. I said, "This is your world or something. I'm just here to get another something." I said something like that.
Something stupid.
I quoted that song. I'm just here to get another something. I was just joking. So she looked at me. She was like, "Well, no." I said, "I need to sort my wild oats." That's what I said.
Okay.
I was waiting for you to
I thought I need to sort my wild oats. That's what I said. Yeah.
You said you was a girl trying to get a nut.
Yeah.
That would have been a big problem.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said I'm still young. I might need to sort my wild oats. Well, she said, well, then you need to sort them somewhere else because I'm ain't no guarantee that I'm gonna be here when you finish sorting your oats.
Right.
So I said, okay. So I ran away to the military.
You ran away.
Ran away.
I ran away to the military. I was in the reserve. So I'm really, this is what happened. I was like, okay, if I can be faithful to this woman the whole time that I'm gone, I'll marry. So I went away. I was gone for maybe 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
And during that 10 weeks, I couldn't stop thinking about it.
He cried and called me all the time. Oh
That's
God.
not true. And
Look,
I wrote a letter, you know.
Yeah, I got all those letters. I still have the letters. I have receipts. I know what he did.
I wrote letters, and
right.
And one day, I asked God. I said, "Is this the woman for me?"
Right.
And He said, "Yes, yes, she is. Clear. This is clear as day."
Wow.
So at that point, I didn't. It wasn't, you know. I called her. Yeah, we're gonna get married. I told her to pick out a ring. I sent her the money to go buy the ring. It was kind of like, okay, you know, and and I always tell people the ideal woman visually that I thought that I was going to marry didn't come in this package. Okay. But God provided for me what I needed. You know what I'm saying? And I always thought that I was going to have this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I always thought that I was going to have this light-skinned girl with long hair. But then I have this beautiful, smooth chocolate woman with that great hair. So it was the fact that she was what I needed and what I continued to need, and then it turned to what I wanted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Because God will provide the needs according to riches glory to Christ Jesus.
That's right.
Okay.
You gotta be His riches and glory, Sharon.
That's right.
Listen.
Yeah. It's funny though, because there's two things that crossed my mind when he said that. As far as sowing your wild oats. First of all, I'm 9 years older. I had a problem with that in the beginning. And I always told you I had a problem with that in the beginning. I was like, it don't even look right. It don't feel right. I mean, it felt right, but it didn't look right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in the natural eye.
Of course.
And I'm like, I'm not sure about that. And he kept saying, age is a number. Age is a number. These are the things that we did talk about prior to when he went to the military. And then as I grew, because I wasn't ready to get married again, because I've been married before. And I'm like, well, we both, are in this thing together, Unfortunately and fortunately, we weren't the save yourself till you marry kind of people at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? So that was.
You said he was. You turned him out.
Yeah, really. That's why he wanted to. I'm squirrel trying to. Never mind.
Okay, guys. This is a kid really show, you guys. No, Smith. I'm in. We're definitely for adults. We're definitely for adults.
Anyway, we weren't that people. But at a period of time, if you remember, we went celibate.
We did.
Yeah.
Because I was like, first of all, you're a young dude, but you had the mentality of an older guy, older man.
Yeah.
He really did. He still does.
Yeah.
Vest and all. But as we live and breathe, no. But when he went and went to the military, it was another period of celibacy, because we went celibate before and then during that time, because at that point I'm like, either this is a waste or it's the truth. And I didn't have time to waste.
Right.
It's like my years are not like I'm getting so old. It's like why waste 3 years and
Yeah.
you're not the one?
Yes.
You know, I want to know if you're going to be truly the one, you know. And at that 3-year mark, I was ready to say, hey, let's do this or let's not do this. So it was an ultimatum. It was. It was like, yo, okay, now I got myself out of myself thinking about age, and we're, you know, living this life like we are married, which he didn't live with me, but what are we gonna do here? So when he went to the military and God spoke to him, which we were both Christians in the beginning, so that's not a secret.
Right.
But when he spoke to him, I didn't have to say anything because I was already at the place. Either we're gonna be married or either we're not.
Right.
So that's
nice.
That's part of that story.
Nice. Well, let me go ahead and let you know what the audience has been saying. So Keisha said that it's debatable because Kevin's only funny sometimes. That he's definitely got good humor. She said that's debatable. And
that's why she kept hanging out at our house.
Nikita wants to emphasize, yes, kick bricks when it's time to kick bricks, even rocks, whatever it is that you want to do. And to keep it real, you know, when you're talking about what kind of couple you are, what you're doing, what you're not doing, and when it's time you want to be celibate, if you want to go that route, however that works, just keeping it real is amazing. And I was playing, even though this is supposedly kid friendly, the truth is this audience really, who I serve are ladies who are between 30 to 60. So there's nobody in here who doesn't understand anything that you said so far. A man needing to sow his oats, a woman saying, look, what we is gonna do or ain't gonna do. You know, take it, making sure that your children, because some of these ladies are single parents, such as yourself. And so we need to know, like you said, you took time before you introduced your child. And then when you saw that the interaction was good, you was like, okay, now I'm gonna keep watching. And though he's having a good time, not even thinking about it, in his mind, he was like, but if I can stay faithful. And I want to just start right there. Did you try to stay faithful, or was it just natural? Like when you said, okay, if I can stay faithful when I go to the military, then I'll marry her. But was it like, so I'm going to try, or was it, let me just...
Well, for me, I'm not a man that's been with a lot of women.
Okay.
So when I went away, it was, how can I say this? It wasn't what I wasn't trying to go out and see if I could.
Right.
I said, but if it came to me, what would
I
do? And so the opportunity did present itself. Not so much as I was at a dance and the girl backed the thing up on. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm in a relationship, and I immediately got off the floor, and I'm like, dang, I ain't even do nothing. I feel guilty.
Okay. Oh, so that means you were really kind of in the time. You were really
into her and connected to her. So at that point, I was like,
because you was free. You had told her you was going to stay up. I was like, but you didn't want to because you already felt, oh, how cool is that? Okay. Here's another follow-up question. Here's another follow-up question.
Oh, God.
You said God said, yes, she is. And you said it's clear as day. And for some of us, though we may know everything you're talking about, we may not be as in tune with God like that. So did he say it in your ear? Did you feel it like on the inside of you? How do you know he was like, what does that mean? He said it real clear.
Well, I don't want to go. You got to know God's voice, first of all.
Okay.
So, but I heard it so profoundly.
Yeah.
I was like, you know.
Okay, so you did audibly hear it.
I heard, and I got a peace. I got a peace in my heart, and I had a, it just felt right.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we have to go with what our heart says, as opposed to what our flesh and our body says.
Yeah.
So, so many people make mistakes based on how somebody make them feel.
Yeah. Ooh, that's
It's
good.
not
That's
what,
deep.
not
Yeah.
what the heart, not what the
Yeah.
peace. It's a
Yeah.
peace.
What's
It's a
all
peace
on
to
that
promote.
piece.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I'll just interject. You can make something happen and you don't feel peace about it, but you can
Right.
still
Right.
make it work. And
Right.
it's not the same as a God type of peace. It seems more like work. Now, marriage itself is going to be work.
All day long and twice on Sunday.
Which is going to lead me to my next question. But if you're single out there and you're feeling like you are with somebody, but you don't feel that ease, but you still know they're a good person, it's okay to begin to get the clarity if they are or are not for you, because the other side would be you make them the person and then you have to keep making them the person.
Amen to that.
And that is not fun. Okay. So they could be a good person, but if you don't feel that ease, like Kevin Green was saying, make sure that you go ahead and follow that and get that clear yes. And everybody may not hear audible voice, but feel the peace, get to know God's voice. I guess it's a big deal. All right, cool. So Keisha said, that's deep, Kevin. That was deep, homie. All right, so let's move on to what in the world we said marriage is work. And if you've never been married, it's very hard to understand that. So can you try to explain it? Like maybe what kind of challenges have you overcome? Because you're single and you want somebody, like you get to lay down with them at night. You got somebody always around you. What kind of work could it be? What kind of work is marriage? What kind of challenge?
Okay, work. Everything's work, but when it comes to marriage, that's a good statement, because you know when you first get married, that is beautiful. That you get to, this person is with me all the time. I can lay down and feel loved, and this is the right thing to do because I got a husband, he got a wife. That's ooh, I'm married now.
Right.
Those things are wonderful. Those things are beautiful.
Right.
When the work comes in, is that you are two different people.
Okay.
You are two different individuals. God did not make you the same. And there are things that come up that you go like, wow, what was I thinking? It's like, people say like it's small as, darn, can he just squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom and not in the middle?
Right.
Or when he get up, can he just make up the bed? Or things that you've done as a single woman or a single person that you're accustomed to doing. And when another person comes in and almost like invade that privacy of yours, then that's work, because you have to sit down and say, okay, this I'm not trying to be controlling, but you are. This is what I like. And then when you stop doing what you like and do what I like,
that's
controlling. That's what you want to say to them. Like my bathroom time, and I'm gonna say that my bathroom time has been such a privilege to me. It's a privilege to me, and I've always enjoyed being in the bathroom by myself. And just, that's my best meditation time. That's my best peaceful time. That's my best, thinking and creating time. He likes to be in the bathroom when I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, no, dude, we don't do that. That might sound simple to some, but
that's huge.
It's up until today. I
was in the bathroom.
I'm like, here's the thing. You can't be in here with me.
Right.
I have gotten a little lighter with that, but I'm saying with work. When you go home or go to work, everybody come home, I want to sit and have a little quiet time. Or when you get up in the morning, you don't want to have a conversation. You just get out the bed, go to the bathroom, get yourself together, get your cup of coffee. But then this person like to get up in the morning, and if he see your eye halfway open, good morning, how you doing? What you gonna do today? And I'm like, what? Talking about
my fault.
do not talk. Do not talk in the morning. Okay. Now these are just little things that people might think they're small.
No, it's
They
the
could be
small foxes that
major.
destroy the vine.
Yeah, but you have to learn to sometimes suck it up or really have deep conversations about those little foxes that spoil the vine. Because it can get really outlandish. More work when you're used to, paying your own bills, getting your own gas, doing your own thing, and you got a person that comes in and they have checks that's been in the drawer for like 3 weeks, and you're like, where the heck that check? Oh, I just put it. What? You got money?
You're sitting on money.
Sitting on the money. Drawer. That's how he was when we first got married. Now, tell the truth. I would tell the truth, shame the devil. I would find forget. I will never forget money. Money is nothing that I forget. Right. You have like checks laying, and I'm cleaning up, and I'm like, oh, $100 here, $300. Where'd that check come from? There's an expiration date on some of these checks.
Yeah.
I mean, those things are work that you got to work through because that person don't understand you. You don't understand that person. You don't understand the person until you live with them. Period. Point blank. You can be the best friends, best lovers, best whatever. But when you live with them, you will know the real deal. So how do you get past that? You have to be patient. You have to pray. You have to meditate. You have to bite your tongue.
Yeah, Nikita said that is true.
You have to sit back and sometimes just let it go over the top of your head. But when things are really serious, communicate it, because if you don't, they don't know.
Right.
If you don't, I don't know. So everybody thinks it's okay. Well, he got checks. It's all right if they just stay there. He does this. It's okay. She does that. It's okay. But it's really not, because it starts getting down in your spirit and then you get angry. That's what happens to a lot of marriages. They don't release or expose the things that are important to them.
Right.
That you could kind of work on. It don't mean it always have to be your way, but you can come to an agreement or come to some kind of compromise.
Right.
And then you go get counseling, which we did twice. Yes.
Nice.
So some things you just gotta, it's not always that way. And see, he can be a funny guy, but sometimes he's not really that funny. Like Keisha said, no. But when we're coming into serious matters, we got to understand there's a place and a balance and a time for a lot of things. And then you just kind of work at it. Get help. Talk to people. This is good. Just talking it out. And talk to people that have a good marriage.
Right.
Don't just talk to single guys or single girls, or you hang out with your girls, they ain't got no man, or the dude ain't got no woman, and they're gonna give you information. Or I mean, it's like if they have the heart for love, then they can help you. But if they don't have a heart for love, they ain't gonna help you.
Right. That's real talk. I want to make sure we touch on what you said. And Nikita says she agrees communication is the key that unlocks the door. But communication is like that buzzword. It's like, communication. But it's like sometimes the biggest tree to climb. Like, like we know to communicate. Why don't we communicate? Or what's going on that makes it ineffective? Because like you said, it could be the small things that you keep repressing until you just get angry. Now you feel like you're not in love anymore or something like that. So how did you mention you went to counseling? Is that what helped you communicate better, or how did you get that communication under wrap?
When we went to counseling, that did help, but we I don't want to seem so super spiritual, because God is the answer to all things,
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have to have him first to understand all things. And with knowing that, we have to have a form of counsel too, We
Yeah.
talk to him, he talks back to us, but he also gives us a form of counsel. So you have to know, when there's a problem, because some people don't ever
Right.
think there's a problem. And
Right.
when you don't think it's a problem, you're not gonna face the problem.
Yes, Lord.
So getting that counsel, you make sure that you get the right counsel, and
Yeah.
it helps. I mean, because it helps you, because God don't usually speak to us about everybody else. He speaks to us about us.
Yeah.
What can I do to make this
Yeah.
thing work? What can he do to make this thing work? So when
Yeah.
he's talking to me about, when I'm talking to him about Kevin, well,
Yeah.
can you help him to do so and so? Can you make him do? He said, okay, well, check it out. Let's talk about you. What
Yeah.
can you do? And
Yeah.
that's when correction comes.
Yeah.
Serious correction from him and his
Yeah.
word. So you have to
Yeah.
understand, you got to be corrected before you
Yeah.
can correct somebody else.
So good. That's so good. Can we put a pin right there? Because that has to be emphasized. You can go to God, and you should go to God. Once again, everybody, I want to tell you thank you for joining in. This is Black in Love. They are a wonderful, beautiful Black couple who has been in love for more than 28 years. And they're just sharing their story on love. they're like we just
plus 3 years of dating.
Right. And so like 3 years on top of that of dating. Listen, I'm gonna just let y'all know they have a dating anniversary too. And like they literally celebrate their first date, not just their wedding anniversary, but their, dating anniversary, which is dope. So hey, single ladies, men, let's think about that. But back to this part. When you go to God about your spouse, your partner, whoever you're dating or something, expect God to tell you about you. And if that ain't the hugest amount of realness, because we're thinking God's going to fix the other person, it's a good time for God to be like, hey, you came to me. Let's talk to who came to me. So be prepared for that. Because sometimes it's not the other person, what they did. It's our perspective on what they did, how we felt about what they did, how we reacted to what they did. So anyway, I just did not want to go past that. God's going to talk to you about you, and that might help the whole situation. And then when God talks to the other one, that's awesome. But let's talk about what these audience members are saying. So Keisha says, it's hard for me to communicate because I feel vulnerable when I say how I feel. So it's just easier not to say anything.
I feel you on that.
Okay.
You want me to expand on that?
Please.
So communication in a relationship is ongoing. Because it's some things that I can talk to my wife about, and some things I can talk to her about anything. Let me make this. I can talk to her about anything. Some things she don't want to hear.
Okay.
And, because a lot of the stuff that I talk about that she don't want to hear is something that she feel like I'm complaining about.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So, and then sometimes that will shut you down as in a marriage, because you're like, well, if I can't talk to you, then the point of me saying that. So it might be. So when you talk about your feelings, when you talk about, this is the person that you should be able to share all your feelings with.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, sometimes that person is not going to be in tune with how you feel.
That's true.
So it's okay to be vulnerable with the one that you made a commitment with. So
yeah,
it's not only communication, but it's commitment and compromise.
Yeah.
So you have to be committed to, even though she don't want to listen, or sometimes I don't want to listen, we're still committed to communicating.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
We're still committed to communicating. And then if we don't want to talk about something, then we come to a compromise and say, okay, she might say, okay, we'll give code words like
green beans.
If I keep talking about, she said green beans, I'm okay, she won't hear no more.
Right.
And then it's saying with her, I'll come home and I say, how your day going, honey? And then she'll just run off. And after a while, I'll be like, it's but
Oh, you don't say green beans?
No, then she said, "Are you listening to me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm listening." I shook my head. Yeah. No, I need you to look at me with
attentiveness.
Right.
So it's communication is constant in a marriage.
Yes.
Because if you can't communicate verbally, physically, or whatever, then that's when you start drifting off to your own little space.
That's true.
And when you're not connected as one, and you start drifting off, you open the door for the devil to try to bring somebody else.
That's right. That's right. And or something else. I
or
love
something else or somebody else.
Yeah.
So
Or some other issues.
So it's okay to be vulnerable with your spouse. Even though he may hurt your feelings, she hurt my feelings, I hurt her feelings sometimes.
I never hurt your feelings.
But we always have to come back. We always have to come back, and you got to express. Like we had a conversation the other day. She said something to me. Instead of me getting mad, I said I didn't appreciate the way you talked to me.
Right.
I didn't appreciate it, and I didn't think it was fair. I didn't go, what the hell? I ain't none of that. I just basically said, because you got to learn. You have to learn how. I have to learn how to communicate that. Instead of me getting mad, I just say, hey, listen, I didn't like the way you spoke to me that way.
Okay.
And she does the same thing with me. So
love it. Committed to communicating.
So yeah, it's okay to be
communication is
vulnerable.
constant. I'm just making sure I take these notes for some of us who I know who are listening and forgetting. You gotta write this stuff down.
Because you gotta remember, you are in control of how people treat you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to now, so Keish, for that comment, thank you so much. I want to make sure that she heard, what was said, and that is, you can be vulnerable, and though it may be easier to be quiet, this is a part of the work of marriage. So as a single person, you may not understand that because you can only communicate with yourself. If you don't like somebody, you peace them out. It's what it is. But when you've committed to a marriage and you know that you're going to stay committed, then this becomes the work. So that's awesome. So Nikita says, you have to learn how to talk to your mate and you have to learn to listen. You can't be defensive when the other is speaking to you about something.
Yes.
And she said, yes, Lord, we need God to fix us, not the other person.
Yes.
And she likes the fact that y'all were talking about staying committed. Staying committed to communicate is everything. I mean, and I'm going to be honest, I've heard people talk about communication before, but the way y'all spoke on it and that it's constant and that you have to be committed to doing it, that brings the buzzword down to home. Like, okay,
right.
Sure, I told him, but he still didn't get it. But you got to commit to continue to communicate in a way, like you said, green beans. Okay, no more complaining. Or, okay, I thought your day was just going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be 2 hours worth. So I love the fact that you committed even to how you communicate and not just to communicating.
Right.
And saying, yeah, you get on my nerves, but that's a communication. And anyway.
Right. Because if you can't communicate how you feel, then that person don't know that they're hurting you or that they're offended you.
Right.
You didn't open your mouth.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's never I've never seen a problem. Well, I can't say never, ever. Never say never. But as far as letting each other know when there's a problem.
Yeah.
It's just how we approach the problem.
Right.
And sometimes the approach is abrasive. Sometimes. So it's not that we don't let each other know. It's just sometimes like when who was that? Some old show. I done had all I can stands. I can't stands no more. That is when you keep pushing whatever is bothering you down. And then by that last statement or whatever, something that comes out that may not even, it's so minute, but then there you are. You explode in that moment. And it's not even about that moment. It's that you have allowed yourself not to talk it out or verbalize it in a peaceable manner. And you can't verbalize anything in a peaceable manner if you're really angry. That's just not the way you can do it.
Okay.
You have to calm down. You have to sit back, and then you have to just take those breathing exercise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or whatever meditation you want to do, and then you come back to the table. Because there's sometimes you shouldn't sit at that table when you're angry.
Okay.
Because if you do, nobody's going to hear each other. It's still going to be up there. And then when you sit back, you can see yourself. You can see what, well, he did make sense, or she made sense, or I may need to apologize. No, I do need to apologize, or whatever. So anger doesn't do anything. I mean, all it does is get deeper and deeper. And that's when you drift, because you're going to be right.
Yeah.
You can't always be right. That's just simple as that.
Right.
You have to lay aside ego and self-righteousness to be right all the time. Sometimes, even if you're not right, even if you are right, just let it go. It's going to hurt you. What's going to hurt you if you have to always compete about being right?
Yeah. Good. Knowing how to communicate, not just communicating, when to communicate, and not doing it angrily, and knowing when to let something go. These are all the things that the Greens are sharing with us tonight on our first part to the Black in Love series. We've been getting some good stuff. I see you represent with the hearts. I see you represent with the hearts. These are the things, right?
Okay, that's the thing going.
So I want us to get down to like our last question or so, okay? Because at the end of the day, what a lot of singles, whether they're single for the first time and never been married and just feel like they're waiting on God, or they've been married and they're looking to be married again, what in the world is making this work? Like, if we were to cut to the chase, what should we look for as a single person? And what is making y'all work? Okay, communicate and learn how. Is that it? Like, what is it that we need? Let's cut to the chase. What we need?
You got to continue to come together. For instance, if we get mad at one another, we have to. We both of us realize that either we can stay mad or we can come together and talk this thing out. Deal with it. Put the issues on the table. And because it's easier to just say I ain't talking to you no more.
Right.
So you have to have somebody open and fight. You got to fight fair for one thing.
Okay.
Because you're gonna have arguments and all that stuff, but you got to be able to fight fair, not say hurtful words, not hurt one another, and express your feelings. Just express this is how I feel. This is how I do this. This is how I do this. This is how I feel when you do this. You got to come together. The person that you're trying to date, they may not do that. It may take you to open that up with the risk of getting hurt that they may not reciprocate. Right.
Right.
One thing that I learned is if somebody else talks about their feelings, a lot of times that person cares a lot about you. They talk about their feelings. Okay.
Yeah. Get to receive.
I go back to communication, man. What makes this work is communication, compromise, and a commitment to one another.
Nice.
Spiritual commitment to God first.
Okay.
But if you're not a spiritual person, you got to be committed to one another.
Yeah.
You got to be committed, and you got to make compromises in life. I like doing things. She like doing things. So how are we going to compromise, do things together?
Nice.
Just coming together. That's the best way I can explain it.
You know what I heard in that? I heard that there's a commitment to fight together.
Right.
And because a lot of people will communicate, like we discussed.
That's funny.
And a lot of people will compromise, but that doesn't mean their marriages stay together. But what I hear that you all have is a fight to stay committed.
Right.
And that is huge. So when you're saying come together, figure it out, how you're going to compromise to do things together, how you're going to stay committed to communicating, how you're going to stay constant. To me, it means you have a fight muscle. And you must have, I don't know how you created that, if it's a natural thing, but I hear both of you continue to bring the string of being committed to God first, being committed to God first.
And you have to, with that fight word, it's the strength that you have that can endure, to the end. If you lose your footage and your strength and other things, I'm talking to single people, married people too, but if you lose that footage, then like Kevin said, anything can come in.
Yeah.
And once you lose footage, you're not conscious enough to strengthen yourself to go into that battle, because it is a battle for marriages. So the single people that want to be married, it is a battle, and you have to be able to fight. Not physically.
Yeah.
Because we don't want no married people fighting, no single people.
No, the clues fighting together.
There's no hands, no hands. Look, no hands.
No fighting each other.
Hands
fighting together.
But it's a spiritual fight. Yes, it is. And with that, like Kevin said, coming together, when it don't even look like you're coming together. And for single people, and I just want to throw this out, and I know it's not a X-ray. It's not X-rated. It's not unkid friendly. But some people, even when you're in a struggle as a single person, and you get mad at one another, or you have that big boom argument, people think sex brings everything together, but it doesn't.
Okay.
When people say, "I'm gonna," no, I'm bringing it in, because some people think that. That good old
time
will make everything okay, but you hadn't settled what the issue was.
Yes.
So that's gonna make you feel good for a moment, make everybody sleep well, but it's not gonna.
That's different man and women, though.
No, but it's not going to eliminate what the major issue was.
Right. It's gonna cover it up.
It's gonna shade it and cover it and shade it and cover it. But hey, I'm not saying that that's not a good thing to be active as married people. But I'm just saying, just because it's real good don't mean it's real good.
Right. That's good. That's good.
So let's just not make that a prime reason to stay together or so-called fight, because if you think that's going to keep you together, you can forget that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. It's a major part of being married, because you can just have a good time all the time, anytime you want to. Okay. But when you're single and like us before, we weren't what weren't we?
We weren't celibate.
No, we weren't celibate in the beginning. But did that make us, the best target for marriage? No, we had to take ourselves out of the equation to see if that was going to last being celibate. Because if I can't live without you, what if something, God forbid, anything would have happened and we can't do it as often as, we normally do? Are you going to stray? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? So you have to make sure your body's well.
Right.
Without it versus with it. But Lord knows when you're married, be with it.
Okay? Right.
Because that helps, not only, you and your partner, but health-wise, it helps.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
It's the truth.
I mean, it's true.
When you talk about fighting, you have to fight the enemy. So God brought man and woman together. So you got to fight. It's always a fight. You got to fight infidelity. You got to fight temptation. You got to fight all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in order to be committed to your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But when you love is good. I love love. Okay. I love love. But sometimes I don't like him.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah, and sometimes he doesn't like me. Just be honest. Because
Right.
some days, just like them green beans or whatever, you come in the house, you're like, oh God. You know, we got look, you just messed up. This was not done, that was not done. You promised this, you promised that. And some of that stuff make you fall out of not out of love, but make you not like some things that a person does.
Mm-hmm.
In a marriage, you should like your mate.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not gonna happen every day.
Right.
People
Right.
gotta understand. If I walk around here and say, out of 31 years, almost 32 years that I've known him to be a part of me, that I like him, that's not true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's not true. And for him to sit here and lie and say it is, no, it's not true.
But
so
y'all-
I'm just being real with the people, because if you think that's true, you gotta try it out and see.
Yeah.
But in all, what is the song? I've had good days, I've had bad days, I've had hills to climb, I've had weary days, some sleepless nights. That song is so true. But when I
look around
and think things over, all my good days outweigh my bad days, and I won't complain. So therefore, that's what I live on.
Good.
That's what I live on, because I know every day is not going to be good. We've had losses. We've had some big arguments. We've had, some major making him walk down the street, or I get out the car and walk down the street because I'm mad at him. Let me out of this car, or whatever. We've been through some stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't just get married and everything's been hunky-dory. That's a lie.
Right.
It's a lie. And with that being said, we got to be honest with ourselves. Dang, we made it through that. We made it through this. We made it through the losses that we had. We made it through the, cold water, hot water, but we made it through that.
Yeah.
And I'm still with you. Look, your body warm, but we ain't got no heat. Okay, I made it through that. We didn't pay the bill till last week. No, I'm saying some of these things within these years weren't the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't start out with a silver spoon in our mouth and not have to worry about nothing.
Right.
But thanks be to God that throughout that, He's allowed us to see the blessings of Him.
Yeah.
So we communicate. We have good relations, but all of that just don't always happen right at the same time.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't, don't think that D word has to come up.
Right.
For us.
Right. Because y'all are committed.
We're committed. Yeah. And we have said the D word. Well, you don't want to be with me, then I don't want to be with you, then we should get a divorce. I'm like, dude, where you going? I ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. And then he look at me like, well, I ain't going nowhere either. Well, who's sleeping on the couch? I ain't sleeping on no couch.
We don't do no sleeping on the couch. We don't do no sleeping on the couch.
Well, I don't sleep on the couch. I'm like, ain't nobody sleeping on the couch. You just go over there and put your pillow down and you lay down. But we say, love you, good night. Mad.
we try not to go, even though we're mad at one another.
Yeah.
Because people say don't go to bed mad. That's impossible.
Yeah,
but we make sure we tell each other we love each other.
Because you don't know if you're going to wake up the next morning.
Give each other a kiss, and then we'll deal with whatever.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
What's so cool is that is the song you brought up, and all of that. When I look around, I think these over all of my good days outweigh my bad days. And so if you are single and maybe you haven't found your one, your person, the person you work with who the shape of your booty, or the person who can cook well for you, or the one who wants to stay faithful when they're free to be out there. If you haven't found that, it's okay, because I believe that God will give you the desires of your heart.
Amen to
As
that.
long as you trust and you seek Him. I really, really believe that. And I don't believe age has anything to do with it. As they said, age is a number. Even with the difference in age, they have a commitment to fight together, to stay committed. And I think at the end of the day, that's going to bring about that communication. That's going to bring about that stay warm togetherness. That's going to bring about remembering your first date and having an anniversary date. It's going to do all of those things, even when you don't like them, but you still absolutely love them. Yes. So I want to thank you all so much. And you freed somebody when you talked about don't let sex be what keeps you together in your dating relationship. Only because I know particular gentlemen who have told me that they purposely argue to have like that makeup sex type deal. But then it gets into the psyche that I can't separate from that physicality, but keeps the toxicity, if that's a word, right? It just keeps it. So I want you to, I know you freed somebody while you talked about it. And while, you know, you go to the Lord on what you're going to do physically and whatever, the truth of the matter is what you were saying is that the real issue is that person for me, and will they have that commitment to fight together, to stay committed? And that's, I mean, that's what I got from this. Y'all speak to me. Tell me what you think about this couple. Y'all tell me what you got from this interview, how you're encouraged in this Black in Love series, because I'm learning, and I done been with this people for, okay, so for one for 42 years and the other one for 34 years, over 3 decades with these people, and I'm still learning. So Nikita has a perfect shirt for this interview, so I'm looking forward to her heart shirt. And she says she loves y'all.
We love you too.
Yeah. I am very, very excited. What I want you to do is share this out. If you have the ability to be on My Dreams Global, maybe you're on the YouTube, but if you would share this out, this information is not just to be kept and meditate on yourself. There's somebody out there that really needs to know, even if you're married now. I've been talking to the single people, but let me talk to the married people. Maybe you haven't been communicating the way you wanted to. Maybe your level to fight together has been very small. Before you get to the D word it was talking about, maybe you want to reconsider that and let God talk to you about you. How you can communicate. Before you get to the D word it was talking about, maybe you want to reconsider that and let God talk to you about you. Are y'all hearing me again? Before you get to the D word it was talking about, maybe you want to reconsider. Oh, Kevin, you're sharing that. It's like, are you hearing me again?
Yeah, I'm trying to share it. I was trying to share it on your page, but
it's okay. Okay, so Nikita shared it. Kevin said it. Thank you so much. I was I'm hearing myself. but no, seriously, if we can get you to the place where you don't even have to divorce, now that's a bigger dream than anything, right? Yeah, that's true. So thank you for inspiring us today. Thank y'all for being y'all. Y'all stay committed to the fight. I'm gonna pray for you real quick, and I'm gonna let you go because I gotta get my little man. And yes. For anybody that's interested in learning how to learn more from these couples, they've done this and have answered questions. We can do that. But we're going to pray real quick. Dear God, thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to hear about marriage and 2 vessels that you've used to inspire the world through their union. Keep them from the top of their heads to the sole of their feet. Keep them together, tied and entwined, God, in your spirit, in your way, and in your love. We thank you, Lord, for the favor that is resting on their life. And we thank you that there's even more years and even more couples, even more singles, even more that they will touch, God, by you just remaining in them and them being themselves. And we thank you for it. Thank you for keeping them Black and in love. And we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Jesus.
All right.
Amen.
Roll and
see you. We love you.
Rock and roll too. Thank you so much. Y'all enjoy the rest of this February Black in Love series. I'll see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Y'all go ahead and share and let a friend know. Come on in. We're talking to the Lees tomorrow. I'm excited. Bye. Good night.